Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Massalia, in which we will finally expand to somewhere. Even though we did expand a little when we intervened in one of the wars, but I didn't choose these provinces to get them for myself. We took it because our ally said so. Our ally Volcantia. Volcantia. Yeah. So we gained this, and this. And we became a regional power now. Hmm. So that means, yep, we're going to be in a tough one. Even though, luckily, there was a horde of barbarians, the Saluvia horde, which came around earlier, but by earlier we mean last episode. Recording on the same day, mind you. Where these barbarians came, they raided Emporion, up to Sorbonia, Aracomesia, Helvia as well. Which means we could take advantage of this as these barbarian hordes continue to go upwards, while Rome keeps on expanding, despite the fact that both us and Carthage having trouble expanding because of, you know, Senate approval. And I'm sure somebody was like, well, how come Rome keeps expanding like that? You tend to forget they have their own set of missions. And each of the accomplishments of these missions that I assume, again, I never played as them before, that they give them free claims each time they complete missions. Like the matter of Italia and the matter of whatever. Yeah, that's how they do that and get away with it. If they could afford the tyranny. Whereas I'm about to get some tyranny. Because we're tired of waiting. We need to expand this territory in order to connect to Agape. And subsequently take a few more territories. And possibly fight them too. Or we will finally be bordered with Emporion. And thus integrate with them. So that way more cities means more freemen, more citizens, more manpower, more taxes. That's what would make this republic great. If we can just get the money. But there are other ways. And that's the reason why in a previous episode I says, I'm going to give this republic government one more chance. That if it goes, you know, low support or threats of civil war, in which if they dare go for civil war, if we have a loyal army, I would welcome it. So that way we get rid of the disloyal ones and keep the loyal ones in, and they'll say yes to a good number of decisions I make, and proclaim a dictatorship, which would cause a big drop in stability and adds more tyranny. But to do that, we need to enact lifetime elections, and oddly enough, Democrats support, not oligarchs support, so that may be a little thing that should be, well, addressed in a future patch. I gotta tell Paradox Interactive that, unless you people want to tell it yourselves, or unless other people who've done Republic playthroughs have already done that. But regardless, and we also need a very popular man. And a country has to be in big tyranny. So what we need, if we want to become a dictatorship, is have lifetime elections, which we don't want to do that because we know where the tyranny is going. Have more tyranny. We gotta have a democratic man in here, and it has to be a popular one. And have a good stability as well, which requires some sacrifices to the gods, that is. Divine sacrifice. Anyway, just do that. 2 times. There. Now we declare war, and I'm getting both of these countries involved. We cannot wait any longer. This may cause a civil war after this. Going straight to Hades for this. Also slowed down, we're at war, so we can Take it easy. Examine what's going on. By the way, the objective to start a war was to be against them. But since they're involved, it's approved. Carthage will be coming. The roving Menads. There's been signing of what some call Menads in Brunia. Others say that they are nothing more than bandits and madmen. We should be careful about attacking these men and women, as we could make ourselves unpopular among the god and his other followers. However, leaving them to continue ravaging to our countryside will not be popular amongst our people. Ah, gee. The shrine of Dionysus will ease these sufferings. It's this area. Where there's only like one person lives there. One population lives there. I gotta build a city in this area one of these days. Yes, we've got much better siege abilities than ever. There's a breach. Snagatha is starving, but when we take these territories and more, they will never starve again. Carthage and their subjects are on their way. So we're unfortunately pro-Carthaginian rather than pro-Roman. But circumstance mandated. It's all because Rome insulted us. Still got good food. We got him. Welcome. I'm sure more will be coming, if Carthage is willing, unless they got disloyal armies, which they do not, just families. Oh, by the way, 39 threshold, despite extremely low stability, versus them with 40% threshold. I guess this is what you get when you're a major power, I guess. Or something else. Bigger the country, I guess. Whereas when you're a smaller country, you're more prone to civil war, and that's what I think. More reinforcements to be coming. Ain't you got no navy? They don't have any navy. What happened to them? Or they just couldn't afford it? You can afford it. Unless they prefer land camping. One day, we will have you in. Wait a minute, you're at war? Who? Massalian Civil War. Intervening. We're at war, manpower recovery speed is needed. It's all part of Transalpine Gaul, right? Yes. On behalf of the Pleisthenese, Spartacus has come to us, indicating that the priests and holy ones involved in tending to the faithful are finding long hours of observance particularly taxing. He proposes that in return to support of the senators, he can institute a policy of shortened work hours for priests. Yeah, we should take care of the faithful. That's more like it. Even though the traditionalists aren't down in their best behavior. Party leader of traditionalists fell ill. And likely the next Archon. He'll be around, but fortunately a lot of people get ill. We got our goal, but there are more places to expand. So let's liberate our fort. This was barbarian. It was status quo last time. Oh my goodness! We ain't coming over there, we got barbarians. Barbarians at the gates. No civilization there. Yeah, just get out of here. Shame of a governor. Governor of Transalpine Gaul, the tiny country. Demand payment is territory. You can take one more area, then we'll have this, and war's over. Didn't need to fight. Now you've got more marauding barbarians out there. What that is. Oh, by the way, the Illuvians are fully integrated now. We could do the same thing for the Corsicans. It's the second biggest minority. Alright, take that piece of territory, and we got ourselves a victory. They stay there because the territorial change. Nope, they don't got it. Because would have loved to include those too, but oh well, take what you can get. Okay, hang on, try again. It's what we wanted it. Okay, there it is this. And this. And this. It does include a bit of that, so get that too. Well, there you have it. Although we will not get this because that's not part of the coastal territory we're looking for. That's in another province. So we got what we wanted, and we'll finish all those two later. Our enemies deserve no quarter for this. Not a lot of popularity for you, as you didn't get into much of the big battles. So it's the Strategos that's causing all that trouble. Yeah, we know that man too well, but he'll die before civil war even occurs, so don't worry about it. Turn to the post and bring down these forts. There's too many of them. Give it this one. That. Keep this one for borders of other countries. And maybe we'll keep that. That's more like it. For the time being. How about another rock with it? Because the city just keeps getting bigger and bigger. At least you've proven to yourself, young man. You have to calm yourself. Hey, another trade route, thanks to the population of nobles here. Surplus capital monthly tyranny. We got it. That'll help. high Senate support. Sacrifices have paid off. I'm not terribly worried about threats of civil war. And that man's looking to get married. He has to spend money to go look for a woman. Your son's doing well, Neoptolemus. You know you are dying of cancer, so... That's why I said not terribly worried about the upcoming civil war, because I don't think it will occur. Although I don't want that man around the country, just keep it oligarch. And it looks like it'll be that way. Now it's 20,000 strong. Finally that guy dies. Extremely corruptible brain... No, now he's brain dead. He's dead. Never liked him. Well, he's got himself a few more lower cohorts, so therefore increases his popularity a bit. And with the popularity, it'll make him more likely to be elected, thus keeping the oligarchs in power. And if we get more Senate approval from anybody, then I was about to say, isn't that our... Yeah. He's alright. It's just the old man and the strategos. And more approval from the traditionalists and get the money. Which I think we should use that money to finally get a damn city. It'll cost you 250 political influence. And a man's just been murdered. We'll consider him guilty. Now, listen, the oligarchs will support us no matter what, but Democrats, well, they can support us, but maybe we should put a Democrat man in there. Like that man, even though he's got no good statesmanship, but he's a Democrat nonetheless. Doubt it'll work. We'll do what we can. Right. It's not that influential, that man that we just appointed. If we can get the support and set it up to 60, we can do this and get away with it. Or we can now, because we'll get less tyranny, now that we have more support than ever. We would have even more support if we just passed some laws, which we can do that. We have the political influence to make it happen, despite the rampant corruption. May have to do that before the end of this term. I mean, the stability is good. You know, we made some sacrifices which will expire by next year. And the term's coming up by April of next year. Okay, I got it. That man's become deceitful. Just go, Memnon. So you got until next year. Oh, I think the support's going down, and big territory from over near just expanded, so it's a federated tribe. You ought to be careful with them. Maybe we ought to pass that law right now. Again, Democrats are more supportive than traditionalists, so I think we have to deny priests in the Senate. That's what we'll do. Our stability will go down to 40, but it'll be alright. Why lose approval of Democrats, even though it's good for us, but that's what Democrats want, so you're gonna get it. Sorry about this. There you go, what you wanted. Institute Wealth Levy. That we cannot do. And plus, popularity does help up with the support, you know, despite the corruption. But our boy here, oh, he's not a boy, he's a man. Got yourself a daughter, your first daughter together. Unfortunately, his Senate influence is going to hurt him, since he's blunt. And he's harsh. He's going to be very unpopular with this. But at least he's not corrupt. It's something that we would want, unlike that man who is extremely corrupt. Why the hell not? I'm at my late times, which I think it may have been a waste of time, and a waste of political influence. Don't worry, the old men are going to be going soon. It looks like it's the general. There cannot be war without violence. Good. Now he's going to be in charge. Declare war against who? Advernier. The expansionists. They got many cohorts and they got many allies. We are afraid of them. That cannot happen. Build a temple will do, but the traditionalists will never support us again. And I know it's still very, rather tyrannical because we had to pass a law. And among other things. Revoke 5 holdings from heads of families. If you really want us to declare war, I mean, obviously you gotta have a claim, otherwise we'd be going to war with no casus belli, then what the hell are we fighting for? Again, they have to be well liked. Despite our aggressive expansion, which we can do that if you were go for domineering, more loyalty for subject states. Then you can integrate when you like them a bit more. At least the way we're making money is a lot better, and we're about to have another city, which more people live there, and it'll be more good for the economy. Oh, we're getting pretty close. Maybe we ought to start improving relations with them. Of course, you know what the Senate's going to say. Without their consensus. Unless I'm gonna be that kind of ruler where we're gonna finally implement lifetime elections. That may happen if this keeps up. Unless we get good stability, if we got very good statesmanship in this man. Oh, don't you start. There he goes. There goes the old man. Now I am the head of the family. Again, oligarchs like us 100%. Perhaps we can do that. Provoke holding. And that's the only holding that we've revoked. At least that'll help you a little. Let's see the finished city. Again, we built it in a port area, which there used to be grain, but since you're building a city in an area where there's a food trade good, it's going to get changed. And I must be wise. It's got very little power base, so wouldn't worry about it too much. Coming of the city of Tallinn. Our extension of new privileges and investment into local infrastructure St. Gallic Gold from relative humility to a true Massalian city. While it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered a new era of growth and urbanization in this territory. These are the best of times, and we produce papyrus here. Hey. We got papyrus here. Again, it's mostly slave territory, but there's some Massalians here. Okay, what of the open territories has the most population? If like, as in, we could build cities elsewhere. Like here. Food, food, food. There's a lot of good food here. Definitely a lot of good food here. Because, you know, we built it on a farmland. You know, you should be building estates and farmlands and stuff. Because, you know, that can help it. Or just spend all that money and build another city again. now people are going to be flocking to the new city. Actually, it needs the basics. Leader, temple. I guess some citizens, because we need some, actually no, build for manpower and technically what's good here. I'll get tech up as well. As I said, just the basics of an average city. Keep the political influence for law changes. And for stuff like that. Accident of Fakarian. We have been told of a major industrial accident, the extensive works in the vicinity of Facaria in Corsica. Stone is the main export of the city, and it seems the knuckleheads in charge of site allowed parts of the structural supports fall into neglect as they try to keep up with the high demand. A huge collapse all but wiped out the working shift of slaves, and the owners come groveling to the provincial authorities for compensation with re-establishing production. The slaves themselves are none too happy with the loss of their friends and family, and are naturally cagey about returning to work in such conditions. Without significant repairs, there is no way production can be maintained anywhere near the previous levels, and the slaves are bound to cause problems without the show of goodwill. Compensate the owners and ensure decent working conditions. Oh no, what are you up? Oh, now you want to finish off the rest of them. If they come to my territory, we'll raise it up. The maintenance of the army. I got plenty of cohorts, but you got plenty too, and you have the manpower to support it. So get going. Whatever makes you more popular. Winning another war could help us with the popularity increase. Of course, traditionalists ain't gonna like it. Papyrus City. When the city gets bigger, build a mill. It's gonna need more slaves. I mean, at this moment it's a small city, but I think it'll be a good city someday. Not to mention it's going to be prone to piracy, so you ought to build for it in the future. Marauding barbarians really caused some damage there. Vegetables from Roman revolt? Oh hell, Magna Graecia's gone to revolt. I knew the governor of Magna Graecia was one of the characters that were disloyal to them when I glanced at the Civil War probabilities. Boy, that one little territory. Alright, move out. We shall meet. It takes money. We've been spending as of late. Hang on, where are we in technology? I know we've been advancing pretty fast. We're gonna need that next time. In case you need more second life. This again? You are such a racist. Don't care if you're gonna be destroyed. You'll be dead by then. Before you think about any trouble. Racist bastard. And this is coming from the General in Archon, who is wise and devout. Finish him off. Got away this time, but you ain't going anywhere. Critical food supply. Oh, they're gonna go down fast. We shall meet soon enough. Don't need more lower cohorts. They're gone. We gain new territories. The territories we just captured. And them, they are just reduced to almost nothing. It's now a city-state. Not too fond with the amount of territory that we currently hold, but it's within the same province, so kind of share it. Even though I would love to get this big piece of land. Of course, that means more alluvian populations be living around here. Anyway, marble, precious metals. And this area being crossroads where that fort is. I kind of like that location. That'll bit slow down. I'll keep it. May have to get rid of this if we're going to be wanting that area instead. Trade winds. Vortex Corsica. More stability. That reminds me. Going back our way. Again, exploring the possibility of lifetime elections before this term is over. Now that I've picked up a bit more of the popularity. And I think we should hold the games. Hold it over there. Because that place is a bit restless. That would definitely help it. Well, at least now some more freemen are moving in. I mean, the people are migrating to this new city. No Massalians. Guess that's a way of balancing the population. Build more cities. I mean, that's why this is near capacity. That one's near capacity. Almost near it too. And this one keeps starving out, but they will never have food shortages there again. In case we need to sacrifice some more. And increase the population capacity, knowing that we're bringing in more and more people in. And when we look up there, I mean, they got a city. Who's their ally? Barbarians again. We could promote oligarch, but that wouldn't do for me. Again, dictatorship, good possibility of that happening. Because we're thinking about going for lifetime elections, and of course, that's going to cause quite a bit of a stir. And I'd be willing to let a civil war happen. This would have occurred. Loyalty is still good. Which again, you just need 100 more opinion towards me, and we'll start integrating. I mean, there are other ways. Let's not rush it here. Drums of war. Oh no. The warmongers of the bullet, draped in the colors of the oligarchs, have found themselves the majority government and are rapid to bring Massalia into conflict in Artemidotos. We don't have anything against them. Unless Archon vetoes the motion, war is sure to ensue directly. You know the oligarchs, 100%. 100% behind everything. But I would lose my popularity for it. The war goal? Conquer Gabalon. Is that the border? Yes. Very disloyal. There's a lot more of them. But of course that would mean we would, yeah, we'd be facing a lot of them. But I do not want to lose my popularity. Well, the gods will it. At least we have a fort, just two forts bordering the enemies, just to slow them down a little. They've become quite a regional power. Come here. And get Carthage over here too. You and their subjects. I'm sure these guys are eager for revenge. Advenia. My goodness. They want us to take the whole of this? It's part of Transalpine Gaul. I mean, this will be easy if we take out the big armies. And their allies. You ask too much. You ask too much, you corrupt man. Soon the traditionalists will be in power. But again, tyranny gone up because of war declaration. Because it's not what we wanted. And we may have more tyranny once we put lifetime elections and therefore civil war. Remember to do that before the term is up. Would that be extending it to my term for the rest of my life? That's egotistical, isn't it? For this young general, for example. We say young as a... because he's got a youthful look. Slightly, with the wrinkles. Oh, terrible. Get rid of him. Our senior priest was a Canaanite. Look for a Hellenic next time. With good statesmanship. And it looks like I'll have that man right there. He's a traditionalist. But what's the... Yeah. And our manpower is plentiful. Especially with this new city, this would definitely help out. At least the papyrus makes the nobles happy around here. There is no nobles in the city as of yet. The opposition. Get ready to march soon. I think enacting the lifetime elections may be a good thing. We control the army, but if I were to implement the lifetime elections now, would that mean my term will continue, or will the next guy be ruling for life? And it'll be the traditionalists who rule things around here. How would that work? Oh, and by the way... Okay, make it sure. It'll slow him down. Oh yeah, that old Strategos. He's not going to be around for long. Don't worry about him. We'll put a more loyal Strategos in. During the course of this... Germany. Look at... a lot of them. Switch tactics in case they're gonna do envelopment. I don't think a phalanx will do either. Oh, wrong strategy. Scared them off. No way. That's a lot of them. Our side might win. Well, we need the morale for this, so we need to have the morale of armies up so we can last long in a fight. Thought the same idea. Definitely get my popularity up. Got him out. Remember, we occupy one of the areas. Yeah, we're gonna have to work our way up there. Where the hell are the Carthaginians? No ships. Have to rely on their subjects to do all the work, huh? Yeah, we're in for a long one. It's likely to win because they got bad generals. Or that fact. Got him a shot. We got more incoming. Switch the phalanx then. This. No longer will Artemidotos, Xenophid, be known as a man of inaction. All peoples, friend or foe, shall laud the name Artemidotos, conqueror. Artemidotos. Remember the name. The victory. More Senate influence. Switch the phalanx. I don't think they're gonna go for envelopment. Killed a lot of them here. That's what I like to see from all of you. Especially the oligarchs. But remember, you got until more than 1 year till we're just gonna go down this unusual path to enact lifetime elections. And then in the future, some Democrat man is going to appoint dictatorship. We don't mean wartime dictator, but we mean a real tyrant king of Massalia. That's what may happen. Not popular decision, but if that's the will of the Massalians, then let it shall be. Again, like so many before him, Artemidotos, Xenophid, bears the title of conqueror, and the responsibility that lies with it. Doesn't cause stability drop in a triumph, for holding a triumph. Which we don't need that, because we already have full approval of the oligarch. That would remove me from command. Don't do that. You're the ruler. I could go for another child, particularly another son. That's what I would love to have. Wait until they're moving them up. Go. We'll get them too. Bunch of chariots they brought. Retake this territory, go get some food, and begin the siege there. We're not going to go for our main objective just yet. We gotta have to knock these guys out of the war first. At least you started the siege ahead of time. Coming to support you. got 1 year. One more year. And then we'll have to implement lifetime elections. It's just losing our patience. The traditionalists won't support us, but Democrats support us less, but oligarchs are all the way. And I'll become more popular during the course of the war. They call me the Conqueror now. Now the Corsicans have become the majority because they immigrated to this new city. Yipe, barbarians are back. It's that same horde. Go for this because of the experience decay. So that way our more experienced troops will still have that experience and will fight a lot better in future battles. Last a bit longer. That's one port down. With plenty of food to spare in our reserve. But again, it's mainly an infantry intensive army. Once we get those two down, then, oh, don't mind that, ladies and gentlemen, in case what you're hearing that alarm is, that's, Amber Alert. Not some other extremely important thing. Oh boy, a scientific breakthrough. I would get a little bit of corruption for this, but... religious advances. Oh, we'll have it load up. Kinda need this before we go pick it up. Okay. I'll take a little bit of hit in corruption, then that's it. It's leveled up to 8 now. One for army morale recovery. Because we're in the war, damn it. We have the momentum now. We just need to knock Helvia out of the war, and then advance up to here. Yes, it's going to cause quite a bit of an increase of aggressive expansion each time, but it'll do. City games in Massalia. Yeah, I was holding games earlier, but no need to do that. I'm not making much money. The corruption ain't helping anyways. Well, it's just a little bit of corruption wouldn't hurt. Yeah, show support would be appreciated. More popularity. Just want to be well liked by my troops and the people of Massalia. Wonder if their army's going to come here as a way of desperation. Wait a minute. You did this? Agathon was a shrine. Of what? We'll remember this crime because we're neighbors. Whatever have you done? You've renovated the temple and then you decided to... They agitated the priesthood or whatever they did over there. They've done destroyed a holy site. Whatever was there doesn't exist anymore. They're going to be coming. They're bringing massive number of troops. No, they're not. Unless they're in... Whoa! Oh, never mind. It's all same conflict. It's them and the Carthaginian subjects. See how numerous they are? This is why we have to beat them one by one. Finally, that guy is gone. Ah, the Testamentary himself. Needed more loyal strategos. And I guess he might as well be used. Him being a oligarch, they'll definitely support us. Bit further away from threat of civil war. Come on, surrender, you bastards. Barbarians at the gates. They're here now. They're gonna uncivilize everything. We don't want to fight them because that's definitely a manpower killer. Don't forget about the law that you have to pass. Incoming! They've realized, well, they're about to lose this fort and they're going to be advancing. Or not. Yes, no, maybe. How many live there? A lot of tribesmen here. We need the money, just kill them. For once. And get a lower cohort out of it. Help me out. Yeah, we can get rid of them now. Just a moment. Like, are you sure? This is how we're going to share territory? I mean, I would love to transfer that control now that we have the right to it. Okay. No, no, no. Like this. Okay, that's how we're going to separate it. That'll hurt some of their support structure. Now that they're out of the war. Just banish those class and put the rest to the sword. Just lower the aggressive expansion. Get rid of this fort and keep this one because of wartime circumstances, you know, bordering with another country. Fortunately, there's metals and more marble and furs is what we got out of this territory. So you advance this way. Part of a Transalpine Gaul. Barbarians are still coming, unfortunately. Or we can create a tribal vassal. Or pay them off. Which, they got a lot of money for that. Reminded, it's 26th of April, it'll be election day. It's gonna be all, it's all Spartacus from here. So hopefully we'll get another son out of it. A lot of time for her as well. Oh yeah, they're running. Past that wall. Oh yeah, everybody's coming in. We're in for a real strife, fellas. We got one. Stay here. Hold your ground. Got rid of the wall here. Here comes another. Alright, there we go. There's a lot of territory to cover. So go back there. Get those two. And are they at war with us? No, they're not. So just get these two territories back there. Take this fort. And then go further up. Including a city of Gergovia, a noted city of its time. Then we have ourselves a new territory. It's very good. Now, let's pass that law, lifetime elections. Of course, that's going to cause a bit of tyranny, which that's already have been a problem, but our stability is good enough. And we have the political influence. They ain't going to like this. So yes, our noble leader has proven his success at every turn. By the will of the people, we should safeguard our very future by rewarding this titan of the politics of lifetime dictatorship. So that means, the Xenophid boy, we still call him boy because when we first saw him, he was little. Well, not like a child. Well, we know what you mean. He's the man that runs the army, and he's going to win us this war. He will be ruling it for the rest of his life. Just a step closer from becoming a dictatorship, which has to be a democratic man to run things with a lot of support. Or is that democratic? No, it doesn't have to be democratic. It's just we need support from Democrats themselves. Like that. But of course, we got to please these guys more. Or just have a Democrat man to run things. I guess I must have misread the last two episodes. And then we'll have ourselves a dictatorship. Just need everybody's support. Our tyranny is high enough. And if civil war looms, we'll get rid of them. Those who rebel against me. And the state of the great country of Massalia. Right. Remember the name. Artemidotos, who was elected at age 40. But we know that his birthday in June 1st, he would turn 45. But this is now our first Archon, the ruler, who has now been declared, well, with lifetime elections. He is not just a considered dictator, but some would say he's a tyrant because of when folks. A tyrant he may be, but you cannot deny that he controls the army, he's a conqueror, and the first generation senatorial family, the Xenophids. He has no known father or mother. Some would say that That young boy, that young lad, when they first found him in Massalia, um, there wasn't much known about him, but nobody knew that this harsh, blunt, but devout, wise, and conqueror would go on to be, well, he's not exactly Massalia's Alexander the Great, but only because he's not charismatic enough, but we cannot deny his martial ability. He's one of the best. And, baby is coming. Coming pretty soon. Since I have to pay these low cohorts. I would love to grant the holding for myself, but that would be more corruption. Will it? Huh. Huh. The holding of charm for myself would remove me from command, thus giving me, well, extreme popularity. But it'll go away over time. And these are two children of mine, both traditionalists. It's because of their conviction, which I can understand that. But now, let's continue on this war, for the greater glory to the Massalian nation. Barbarians may attack our cities, but these barbarians will soon pay dearly. If we could get some more money, maybe we ought to pay them. A son. I wanted a son. I know what I'm going to name him. Only because we sent that guy many times to the Olympics. It's Memnon. Memnon Xenophid. Don't we have another Memnon, or am I thinking of someone? Yeah. But he's kinsman, so we named him after you. We honored you because you are an Olympic competitor many times. You even won 3rd place, so yes, we named my son after a, if you want to say modern standards, a bronze medalist. So I'll tell you, why we cannot advance further. Ah, the fort. Yes, that's against our enemy. They'll get away with this. Head back to friendly territory. Gotta go get some food to get ready for the next siege. We will not finish this episode until the end of hostilities. But let it be known that Artemidotos will be ruling for the rest of his life. And whoever's going to be elected, well, it could be him still, but we don't know. Granaries raided. Their place stockpile. Barbarians trying to take down a fort. That'll keep them busy. Over here. This is not good. Supply limit here. Do your magic, guys. While we go gather some food, and we'll soon be at full strength. Should have built a fort in Antipolis next time for future reference. Maybe they'll get the objective for us, and then we'll take down this fort. Have a link up there and take the rest of the area that we need to control. Brochia is not at war with us. Senatorial support's going down. There are reasons. Also, you want us to build a temple? We have the money. Corsica. I mean, there's plenty of Hellenics here. How much? 30. Okay, this will do. Just gotta please him a little. Alright, they took down the fort. That'll slow them down. There's no shortage of manpower for them. Just try to kill off many of them. They're still going to be using them. More support for the traditionalists and take the money. Let me see. Of these areas that we control here. If I was to build another city, it would probably be here because of the population here. Although not as... Woof. What the... Is that a revolt? Monarchy. Federated tribe. A breakaway state. A rebellion. Ah. That complicates things. We should take advantage of the chaos by going to that fort and try to get as much territory out of them as we can and knock these guys out of the war. We should have enough food for it. Can now import glass. Barbarians are leaving again. We still have access, right? Yes. They became a democratic republic. Alright, would you like to be... No. Yeah, they're doing it again. Critical food supplies. That means that's not going to take long. No risk. Again, it's the oligarch party that started this war. Not at my behest, but I'll take it. So thank you for the traditionalists. And I got nobody to confiscate. It's just this area, that's why the low food supply. This one, they got some food. Let's work our way up. He was a researcher. Oh yes, I know you. You're my son. Work our way up, bit by bit, and then knock these guys out of war and claim the territory as our own. We won't advance further up this way, not yet. Good to see some devotion. Cannot advance this way, just take the fort. Once you have it under control, then we control this region, this province. we get for taking Liguria for ourselves. Keep up with manpower recovery speed. If we get our stability up to 60 something, have to switch this. Even though there's a lot of Druidics that live here, but need more Hellenics. Maybe we can get this city some. He was the head of the Stratoclid family, the Corsican Canaanite. More barbarians. Endless number of them, one would think. Once we get rid of all this tyranny, we'll be sure to get them to be more supportive of the Democrats. Again, I control the army, so it doesn't matter if I'm, well, have to pay more of the damn, but I'll get some money for myself. It's fine. Once this is all under our control, then they're out of the war. Sagia, you're gone. This is an unintegrated culture. This particular one. I know where I'll get my popularity from, so just banish them, lower the aggressive expansion a bit more. No need for this. Well, actually, zone of influence, we kind of need that. And since this is new territory, may want to keep that too. Sure, that's more to the maintenance, but more land means more balance. It means tribesmen and slaves that pays the taxes. Unless we plan on building another city in the future. What's the rebellion like over there? Are they winning? Losing. Advernia versus Advernia. We somewhat have the control of the objective that we wanted, but not exactly all that I wanted. Right, who else is left? Segoslavia and Segoslavia, not Slavia like Yugoslavia. No. And Eldia. That's further up north, so we can't go over there. We have no quarrel with the rebels of Advernia. So, let's just go home and get the food and deal with these barbarians. Either of the two Xenophids. Rival the Emerald or the Admiral himself. So, send him out of there. Guess we shall fight the barbarian. And be sure to build a fort here in the future. Massalia has really grown, despite the idleness. It's just it only took this man from a brand new family, the Xenophid. Just came out of nowhere and already made great gains. Stay here. Guard the border. Once they cross it, kick them out. It's nearly cavalry with a lot of archers. This will be a hard fight, but we'll win it. I got my eye on you. We're getting closer. That means they're going to be heading for a fort. Ah, you made it to 3rd place, just like Memnon, the kinsman. And that's why I named my son Memnon, after the Massalian Olympian. Got my eye on you. Shipwreck. I was reading a text. One of Massalia's most renowned merchant traders, Moloch Spartacus, has appeared before our bully in tears. It tells a huge shipment of exotic fruits which sank beneath the rolling waves on the journey from Helene to Brundulum. He beseeches us to at least cover some of the losses in order to preserve the reputation of Massalia's trade throughout the world. Offer up the buy of his failing trade empire. That means this has a local import now. We can import guys, we can import him. Oh, I got something. Oh no, that's local wine. Get to him. We're trying to please the freemen here. So we built a forum for them. That's what we desire here. This is going to be a trading city of sorts. Okay, get back to work. Free investment. Massalian trade. Hi, rebellion's over. No doubt they'll be going down, so quickly. When the fort is down, the Allies will take the north, we'll take this way. With lifetime, we don't need to frantically pass laws or cause any trouble as long as we have the support of the Senate behind us. Especially the Democrats. We've got to please the Democrats more. Unless you want to have a Democrat ruler. Here we are. We got him. This will fall under control, and while we have to take it over ourselves. But be quick about it. There's barbarians on our border. Speaking of which, for future reference, since this city's become a bit important, build a fortress here because pirates might be attracted to it. So we need to take 3 more areas. We're not going to go all the way to its capital, but another city added to Massalia will be great. So come on, quickly. If you go this way, we'll go that way. We'll finish the war from here. I told you, They went to that city, and that's why we're building a fortress, just to make sure that never happens again. Alright, we got it. Unless you want to circle around the mountain, but... because, you know, barbarians tend to spawn there. And it's where they tend to come from. And this particular barbarian horde, what origin? Yet they came from the mountains there. We could pay them off if we wanted to, but I don't think the center will be pleased. Let me see the trade goods. Wine, cloth, honey. That's another country. Horses. Maybe I'm getting a bit greedy here, but let's pick up some of this. What? Barbarians? Be careful. If they do come here, I guess we might as well pay them off. All the loot we may be getting. Even though we could have easily ended this war right then and now. Or we're just getting ambitious for more gains. And we gotta surround the mountain, knowing where the barbarians will come from. Oh, do not forget about that city. Come back and get it. Zone of control, therefore you will go no further. Okay, we got greedy. Now take it back again. City has fallen. Oh shoot, they're here. Yeah, we got too greedy for that. What button did I just press? Let's press N and M by accident when I slipped. Oh, M, that was the force march part, okay. Put it back on. We're trying to get home as fast as we can. Do not harm my city. How much would be willing to pay you out of here? Okay, slow down. It's going to add up a bit more tyranny, but if that's the way to tell them to get out of here, then that's good. Because I'm in no mood of fighting barbarians right now. I thought they would take more losses on this siege, but no. I mean, full of cavalry, that's insanity. So, fine, we'll pay them. Tell them to get the hell out of here. Added up a bit more tyranny, and they will no longer terrorize our land. Speaking of terrorizing, we got one more battle coming up. One more shot of glory. Haven't impregnated my wife. She's doing okay. Let's do it. One more time. That was from their army. And there's a smaller one. Oh no! They showed development. Well, we can best them. Yeah, that last battle was a brutal one. But our cavalry made a difference. Very popular coming out of this. Alright, that's it. That's the war. Be sure to take down this fort to build a new one here, because it's a city. City full of Gallics. What big gains we've made. We got what we wanted. That was the objective of this war. But we could also let them liberate that area too, just to trim them a bit down. Because, you know, they were expansionists. And now let's cut them down and maybe we can use them as a tribal vassal. Maybe we should make you a tribal vassal. But we will go no further. Because that's just deep in the territory. We don't necessarily want to go over there yet. Made big gains. But remember, those barbarians will come down there one day. Because they're going to come again. Unless we spread civilization in the land. And we know Massalia will one day be the beacon of civilization of the West. As more and more populations are coming to Massalia and still more immigrating. Well, I guess we'll have to add up another aqueduct. Let's go. Return home, men. We made great strides. We have surplus of both of them. But what are the citizens like here? Are they doing well? Oh yeah. Especially a lot of nobles live here. Since we got 3 theaters, 2 temples. Local precious metals we already own. Everywhere from an area we just liberated. From there. Hope you're pleased with us. We no longer stand idle. Massalia has grown considerably. Get this down. Keep this. Probably we'll keep that as we build this fortress here. We may want to keep those because of those barbarians from the mountains. But this we'll take down. And we'll put a new fortress in this city that we've now captured, in which, well, some are going to be leaving and some are going to be coming in. It has 2 marketplaces, 1 training camp. It's part of Transalpine Gaul, so that I control it directly. Guess fortress, here it is. I guess it is possible, but remember, when you have a tribal vassal, they cannot be automatically called to their overlord's wars, but it will receive a bonus tribal population happiness. I mean, they're alluvians. But if we ever wanted to go to war against them, which we do have a casus belli against them, if we want to expand more of this area, especially this city, which I find it rather attractive. So we've made the greatest gains of this whole series since the conquest of Corsica. Rome hasn't done much other than their ongoing civil war. So now, Artemidotos. He's been ruling for 8 years now. which some would think is, that's kind of, it's unbelievable, isn't it? That he's really extended his terms. No, it's not just an extension. He's going to be ruling for life. And should he die, then... Again, there's an election for each 50 years, so that's considered a lifetime. So in case he becomes too old and incapable, well, it'll be him that'll be the next Archon, and he's of the Democrat Party. The oligarchs are fully supportive of him. But unfortunately, the tyranny and the low corruption won't affect it, but unfortunately the oligarchs will be ruling this country for a long while now. Especially that we now control the majority of the Senate. Unless we please the Democrats more by advocating legal reforms time and time again. And monthly approval for them. Can only be used once in every 10 years. But we need a lot more manpower and a lot more cities. So, we're going to end the episode like that. Massalia no longer stands idle, and we had to do a bit of changes. And this new family of the Xenophids, which, as we said before, seemingly came out of nowhere when they were first introduced, and nobody would have thought the old man that croaked, and then this led to Artemidotos to be a conqueror. The Massalian Alexander, some would call him, for his great conquests. And we hope there'll be many great conquests of whatever glory that we'll get. Because the Massalian nation will live, and we will expand elsewhere, whether the Senate likes it or not. And we hope you people will like it for what future plans we have for the Massalian nation. But until then, so long for now.